Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi şrah sadri ve yessir emri ve hlul ukdeten min lisani yefkahu kavli ve cealli vezira min ehli Harun ahi işdür bihi esri ve eşriku fi emri key nusebbihake kethira ve nezkurake kethira inneke kunte bina basira. La havle ve la kuvvete illa billahil aliyyil azim. Allahümme allimna ma yenfa'una ve enfa'na bima allamtena ve zidna ilma ve erinel hakka hakkan ve rzuqna ittiba'ah ve erinel batila batilan ve rzuqna ictinabe ve sallallahu ala Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ve etbahi ve sellim. Rabbena gfir lana ve erhamna ve ente hayrul rahimin. Amin. Velhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Amin. Now we are just starting a new series which is called Ethical Lessons from the Qur'an. And this is the subtitle, Unleash your Best Self. Inshallah, we will do that. Inshallah. So, this is the new series that we are going to study some ayat, verses from the Quran. And the first one I just have chosen today for today, and I have some more if we have time. So, this is an interesting verse, of course, like any of the other verses of the Quran, but this is somehow related to our practical life, more applicable nowadays. The people who are struggling in understanding how our relationship will be with what we decide and what we choose and what is created and the relationship with it. And what is good, what is bad, there are lots of questions. So, although when we read the translation, we will know that, no, it is obvious as if, but I don't think so. There are, although we don't really go into very deep analysis of the Quran because it needs prior knowledge, information, but at least practical side of it, we are mostly concentrating on how am I going to apply it to my life right now in this living conditions. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ما أصابك من حسنة فمن الله وما أصابك من سيئة فمن نفسك وأرسلناك للناس رسولا وكفى بالله شهيدا. Quranic ayat seems to be not, how can I say, not doesn't represent the reality as if God is deciding about himself, deciding his things and saying that you are the bad guys, I am the good God, something like that. It sounds like this. Here we go. For example, this is the verse taken from section Nisa, fourth section of the Quran, as you see it on the screen. But because it is recorded and most of the time people don't really have the opportunity, some people listen to it while they are driving or doing something. I respect everybody, whatever they do, but they may not see the screen. That's why, although you see it, but I say it for the sake of recording. So don't think that it's just superfluous. It is something necessary. So 79th verse of the fourth section of the Quran. Anything good that happens to you is from God. It's very okay. Anything bad happens to you is from yourself. Looks like, okay, I am the good one, you are the bad guys. Looks like it, sounds like it. Isn't that true? Why are you hiding yourself then? Come. Why don't you just be close so that I don't feel that I will fall? Look at, still you are hiding. Get this way. Don't hide. All right, that's you are free. Anything that happens to you is from yourself. And suddenly subject changes in the same sentence, in the same verse. We have sent you, O Muhammad, as a messenger to all people. Muhammad is in bracket. Why? Not in the text, but in the context, we understand that it is speaking to the prophet. Of course, we have to understand in a special context that why Quran tells what he told, what God told Muhammad that time, and it lets me know now that he told him this way. What is it to do with me that, for example, if I read this text as God says, I have sent you, Muhammad, as a messenger to all people. All right. So what is it to do with me? Right? What is it to do with me? So God told Muhammad that he has sent him as a messenger to all people. Okay, here is the Quran in front of me. What shall I do with it? So these are, of course, we have to read the Quran in order to understand what is the message to me. What is the message to me? So there is another seemingly irrelevant. God is sufficient as a witness. But we have sent you, O Muhammad, as a messenger to all people. Yeah, okay. God is sufficient as a witness. So it is sufficient for God to be a witness. So, okay, what shall I do? That is my question. So, what is the point that I'm trying to make here? Although I am asking these questions to myself, actually, I'm sharing it with you because if it is a question for me, then you should have the same question as well. So it doesn't mean that I don't feel that I'm going to taste you, whether you know the answer or not. No, just what these questions are for me, and I am presenting it to you in the form of a question deliberately, because these are the questions. So you notice that there is a question here. So you will say, how shall I answer this? So what is my answer to these questions? So you will get engaged in understanding the Quran. That's what I am expecting. Otherwise, you will just listen without really questioning or relating to yourself. That is why I present some questions, and anything written in blue is mine. Now, anything written in English black is how some of the translations, one of the translator translated it in this way. But of course, this translation will not bind us here, because we will play a little bit. Oh, it could be this mean and that mean as well. It may mean in this way or another way as well. So my first question is, first of all, we have to define what bad and good are, so that we will say, God says, bad is from you, good is from me. So I will say, okay, God says this, I have to accept it. I am the bad guy. If it is true or not, of course, we will question it. Any idea, how do we define and make distinction between what is our criterion to say this is bad, this is good, and what the criterion should be? Of course, we shouldn't just jump into the conclusion that criterion will be the Quran. It sounds very religious, very good. But when I see this one, when I read this one, criterion will be the Quran. It means I have already believed in the Quran. That's good. All right, that's correct. But at the same time, what made me believe in the Quran? Yeah, so that I am confident about it. If I am really satisfied with this verse, for example, that we are studying today, that this really makes sense now, then it will help me believe in the Quran and confirm it. And then the Quran will be my guide. Excuse me. You all know that I am not like yourself, young, so you understand. So anybody who would like to say, what is your criterion for bad and good? According to what? Something is bad. According to good, something is good. According to what? So that I will understand. The bad things are from myself. Good things are from the Creator. This is, in fact, I must admit that, not an easy question. And also, among us, there must be some people who are some of our friends here very much aware of it. In Islamic history or heritage, lots of scholars argued about it. And I mean, they used to use ink. So no, they spent a lot of ink on this subject. It's not easy. Really, it's not easy. Criterion for bad and good. But if anybody, any of you wants to submit, come this way. It's empty. Well, feel free. So if any of you are aware of the seriousness of this subject, I will summarize in this way to you, or if you want to contribute or ask if there is an ambiguous matter, so you can ask me and we can talk about it as much as we know. So first of all, do we see anything bad in the universe, in the existence of the universe? But sometimes we may not be happy with something else, right? Does it mean that what we don't like is not good in existence? Now, don't think I'm making philosophy. It's nothing to do with philosophy. It's very Islamic heritage. Has anybody among us studying Islamic theology or something, but at a higher level? Anyone? PhD level or something. Simple level doesn't cover it, but at the PhD level does. Now, maybe some among us from Zoom, there are people also following from Zoom. Anyway, in creation, as we see the creation, the universe, we conclude, but don't say that we are believers, so we believe in Allah. No, we are just reasoning. While we are reasoning, we will feel a little bit free about it. Now, questioning and trying to understand whether our conclusion in belief in the Creator or Islam is the true religion, I have to have some sort of confidence in myself. Yeah, that is what I really believe in it, and I'm sure it is. Look, it makes sense, and I can approve it. So when you think about the universe, the creation of everything, millions of different living beings, millions of different living beings. So every living being in its existence is perfect. Galaxies are Do you think? Have you heard any physicists saying that there are some galaxies which are really going crazy, out of control, meaningless, purposeless, not beautiful? Are there? Yes, you are saying yes or no? Are there anything in the existence of uh, galaxies? You are saying no. When you say this, I would say, I thought you are saying yes, there are something. No, perfectly, everything has fulfilling certain purpose. We may understand or we may not understand. First of all, generally speaking, having a good intention with no conditioned mind, the one who creates the universe does not really mean to do something bad. That is intention wise. Correct? For example, the person who designed this building, everything seems to be for a purpose. And we may say that the architect of this building shouldn't have any bad, hidden, heinous intention to harm us. We don't see any sign about it. But sometimes something happens we don't like in creation. So it's a hard verse, by the way. It's not very easy to deal with. But inshallah, we will try. So we see that in general, the creator of this universe should not mean to harm as far as we are concerned or anything else. No. But sometimes we see, yes, everything is perfectly created, but we are going to be given death. Wow, I don't like it. I don't like to die. So I'm trying to protect myself and to be as much healthy as possible. Everybody. Now, but the one who created the universe, we have to always connect this. The one who created the universe must be my creator as well. Does it make sense? I am within it, and I am created in such a way that physically and bodily wise, and also spiritual, feeling wise, I am 100% in interaction with the rest of the universe. I cannot isolate myself from the universe. So I am always thinking wise and also bodily interactions. I need lots of things for my body. Everything is prepared already there, well arranged. But sometimes something happens when I'm young, everything goes well. And when I get old, I become a member of a certain hospital. Why so? I don't want it. But again, the one who created the universe is the one who created me and, very critical point, my feelings. And these feelings are created by the one who created the universe. And this feeling says, you shouldn't like being ill. You shouldn't like this, something bad there, according to my understanding. But at the same time, the best example is death. Now, I think in this class, we have to be really a bit alarmed. So we have to really, really be careful about these things. So my feelings are created by the creator of the universe, and some things are created within the universe contradicts to my feelings. How are you going to solve? Any solution? So I say, since the general, if you like, the first premises of reasoning, classical logic, First premise of reasoning, the creator of this universe doesn't have any sign that he had a bad intention in creating the universe. Now we are experiencing something which contradicts by nature the way I am created. My feelings says, no, it shouldn't. But at the same time, the same creator keeps creating it. Did I make sense? You approve. That's enough. So if you can get it, I'm speaking, if you can get the approval confirmation from this side, you are fine. So, okay. All right. Now, how, yeah?
The creator like create your feelings as well?
Our feelings. How did you get your reasoning? How did you get your sense of love? Where did you get it? Nah, it is given to you. But we are using it freely. That is different. But the feelings are created. For example, if you were not, a good question, I appreciate this. If you were not given the sense of, let's say, fear, would you be creating, improving the sense of fear at all? There's nothing there. But we will be careful that, I'm sorry, because you're behind is light. I don't see your face. That's what I keep trying to see your face to communicate in real terms. No? We can only use what is created. We have to watch out this. We can only use what is created. And our feelings, if we are not giving certain feelings, we would never be able to improve a new feelings. And also in the creation, if something is not created in the universe, we cannot put anything else, add anything else to it. We cannot anything else to the, for example, orderly creation of the universe. We can only use what? For example, as we are using here. Now, what is already created, I am using. Nothing more than this. But I have option this way or another way. Now, this option seems to be we are improving ourselves or not. But we are just only using what is already given, opportunities created in the universe. We have to be careful about the difference between already created elements and also freedom to use and prefer one to another. Right? Clear. So we see that something is bad because we are given the sense not to like it. Now, but at the same time, we have free will. Now, that is important. Why I don't like something according to what? That is the problem of this first phase of the Qur'an verse. Why do I see that death is bad? My senses don't want it, but at the same time, this sense says, try not to die. That is something interesting. The sense created in me says to me, but this is the God-given sense. Huh? God-given sense tells me, try not to die, but same God creates death. Now, we are at the very crossroad of solving the problem. Now, since God wants me not to like death and at the same time creating death, he's trying to teach me something. That is the wisdom in creation. That is the mercy in creation. What is it trying to teach me? You are not created for annihilation, not for death. You are created for eternity. So try to look for eternity. Where can you find it? In this type of creation that I executed, I created for you, there is no eternity. But you need eternity. Wow. Where shall I find it? That is the wisdom in creation. That is the mercy in creation, so that I will understand, oh, I am not created for this world. Wow. So what am I expected to do? Since I am not created for this world, what am I expected to do then? So I have to look for other options. If I cannot find eternity in this world, and the Creator says, now creating the sense of not liking the death, look for the opportunity to live forever. Where is it? Where I can find it? Who can give it to me? So that is the invitation. Look for the one who can give, who can create eternal life for you. The same reasoning goes for what? For example, illness. Look for the one who creates permanent health for you. Within this universe, this kind of creation, there is no permanent health. Got it? So there is no permanent health. So look for the one who can do it, so that you see that this is an invitation. It's a very fine point from the Creator inviting me, search for me, search for me. Got it? Search for me. It means in order to communicate with me. That is called, in Islamic terminology, abd-ma'bud relationship, which is called ibadah. Ibadat means not only praying, definitely it is, but also acknowledging that you are created, you have a creator, and everything he has given to you, all the needs which are given to you are his promise to you. Only I can give it to me. Come to me, because this universe is totally under my control, and I created this world on transient base. But you are created for permanent base, in order to be a permanent addressee of the Creator. That is a very subtle point. It took me a long time to understand this, but I am comfortable now, and this is what I am sharing with you. My friend, go ahead.
But for things like someone might think it's good, someone might say it's bad. So, for example, people, even Muslims, for example, killing someone. Some Muslims think it's right, some think it's wrong. In that sense, when bad isn't as objective, then how do we relate to it? Is God giving different feelings to everyone, and the truth is different for everyone, or how does that work out?
Now, at the beginning, I didn't notice, of course, you were here or not. Well, I think you were. If you were not, it is not harmful to repeat this, what I'm going to say, because it's useful. We have to understand that everything is perfectly created within a perfect order, but at the same time, human beings are created with free will, free choice. So my choice only not, I don't like this, I take this, but also interpretation of the meaning of creation includes in it. I can we can see nowadays some people say, although very small number of people, they say we are just the product of random happenings. Okay, freedom is freedom. So, but some people say, no, it is a conscious, perfect, deliberate creation. There is nothing accident. What do you mean by accidental happenings? Random. Is there any randomness in creation? In existence? Everything is perfectly arranged. Nothing is in between. So everything, the bird is a bird, sparrow is a sparrow, pigeon is a pigeon. There is no in between. And another creature is perfect in between. Let's say another, I don't know the names of the birds, so different birds. So we understand that we have to use this way, but some people say, no, I'm not going to subscribe to this idea and I'm not going to accept it. They are free. Everybody will be facing with the consequence of their own choices, So we have to take care of ourselves. What the others are doing, that they are free. We don't know. But we have to take care of ourselves. That's what we are here. So when we when we say this is good, this is bad, a Muslim doesn't matter. Human beings are human beings. Muslim doesn't mean that 100% using his free will on the perfect way. No, I am not. So I don't expect anybody else. Since I am not so perfect, but we may make mistakes. That is our mistakes. That is, but what we are talking in this class, first of all, the existential side of the matter, the one, rationality of analyzing these signs, this side. Second, the third is, how can I relate it, this, my reasoning, human reasoning includes human feelings as well. We cannot ignore human feelings. This is not mathematical studies. So it is just analytical studies. So when I use my reasoning, I use my feelings as well. So when we do this analysis, this kind of reasoning, we should understand that this existential side makes sense to me or not. And then I will come back to myself. I may misinterpret it. I have the option to misinterpret it. Now I need another criterion there. What is the criterion between what is right interpretation, what is misinterpretation? That point brings to me, your question helped me, I need a right answer to guide me from the one who created me, because I'm not sure. The one who created me, he created me that I cannot guarantee that what I have chosen is perfectly right. So since you gave me the option, then guide me. That is why prophet and his message necessary. That is another subject. We will come here. We have sent you a messenger to all people. This part of the section related to our subject now. Thank you for bringing up this question. So, bad or good, in fact, we have to watch out while we are saying this is bad or this is good. Does it have a really sufficient base for it? One, am I really deciding according to just my feelings or according to reality of what is happening in creation? Now, seeing the purpose of the creation, and accordingly I should understand, yes, I need to be ill. For why? In order to understand that I need to, the one who gave me health wants me to come back to him and say that, oh, you are the one who gave me my health. Now you are taking it away from me, telling me that, hey, come to me and acknowledge that I am the health giver. So nothing can guarantee in creation. Only if you come to me, I can give you the health. How? By obeying and following the way he created and acknowledging him. So human beings are in need of, please, the believers say, please, Creator, give me health. You can give me health because you are the health giver, I understood. But some people may not go this way. They are free to choose. They say, if I am lucky, I will be healed. And what is luck? I don't know. What's luck? I haven't seen luck in the universe. Everything is perfectly arranged, under control. So by chance, what do you mean by chance? Now, at the existential level, is there any chance in the creation? So we have the 10 days broadcastings. Do you think they are just working like they are working in a casino? Or order, perfectly arranged? Accordingly, they see the sign, they understand this is the way, the things are orderly, perfectly arranged, and now, next Thursday, it may have a stormy day. Why? Because following the perfect order. So there is no chance. But unfortunately, those people don't accept a conscious creator. They have to have a resort to chance, luck, I don't know what is. And natural things may happen. Okay. I don't see any sign for them. So I don't go along with this understanding. I understand that all the needs that we are given, because these needs are going to be labeled by myself, now the heart of the subject, as bad. These needs are going to be defined by myself as bad. But in reality, their creation is excellent. Why? They help me to understand the source of my existence and communicate with them. Now, those people who joined our previous discussions, we studied prayer for this purpose. We are in need of it. So prayer is the essence of prayer. I'm not going to study because we have studied and they are recorded anyways, available on YouTube. So you can go there and see. The prayer means essentially communicating with God, acknowledging him and communicating with God, so confirming our reality that you are the source of all goods, but you have given me some senses that I see some of them as bad. But that is your choice. So I will avoid from them so that I will look for the solution. When I look for a solution, I will find out that you, the creator, is the solution. Now, some political leaders that we are the solutions. We know who is the solution. Where is the solution, inshallah? So how do we define bad and good? What is your criterion for them? At the existential level, we understand that the creation is arranged in such a way that I don't like some things, which is correct. I shouldn't say, okay, death is okay, I can die, or illness is okay, I can be ill. No. I should look for solution. While I am looking for solution, I will connect to my creator and acknowledge that he is the source of solution. And that is how I have to get, I have to fulfill the purpose of my existence. The purpose of my existence, very simple. We are here. You are all, well, less than half of my life. So young people, okay, welcome. Here I am. I was like you. I joke, even younger than you. I was once upon a time younger than you. You are, who's the youngest among us? You? No, maybe you, maybe, I don't know. So I was young, but Scott, but I want to be young. That is the beauty of the creation. So who can give me youth? The one who created me when I was young has guaranteed that he can create me as a young person. So I will ask him, please give me my youth back to me, because you gave me the sense to love to be young. That is your promise. I'm speaking to my creator. That is your promise, because you gave me the sense to love young life, youth. So I love my youth. That is what your promise, I understand. And only you who gave me the life as a young person can give it to me. Otherwise, if I look at around me, there is no source of anything that can give me my youth. Does it make sense? So very careful while we are reading the Quran. So anything good that happens to you is from your God. Anything bad happens to you is from your own wrong interpretation. Got it? So be careful. When you don't like something, don't say that. No, 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 it is good. No, 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 I don't like it. But it is not bad. You understand this? It is a very, very important solution that we have to understand to have a comfortable relationship with the Creator. Why is it not happening in the way I like it? Stop. Be calm and say, oh my God, you are calling me to go back to you, not to forget you, to communicate with you. You are the one who created this sense. I am the one seeing it as bad, labeling it as bad. But the creation of it is good for a good purpose, but I don't still like it. Yeah, label it as bad. But the creation of it is for a good purpose. So this is the problem of many people struggling in understanding what is going on in this world and how can we really establish a relationship with God. So inshallah, it is a very, for me, it is a convincing, if I could express it with my poor English. So I started learning English when I was 30 years old. Can you imagine? It's not really settling down. No, no, 30, I'm 75 now, 45 years. Still not feeling comfortable at all. But it's 30 years old. But if I was 2 years old, that's it. That's it. Okay. Did we understand the first problem now? What is your criterion for them? It's a very complicated one. So, but it is very easy, and as I try to make it as easy as possible to understand it, but this is a very complicated problem. That is the only simplest way I can present it with you. But I am sure you are all intelligent young people, so you understood. If you don't understand any point, ask me, but think about it. If you cannot really find a solution, then we can do it. We can work on it. Is not, the second question, is not everything created by God good? We understand, yes, creation is good, but I still don't like it for a good purpose. It is not a bad thing not to like things happening to us that we are asked not to like. Always take this point in mind and make it alive in you. Whatever you feel, this feeling is given to you by your creator, and see that my creator never does anything nonsense, purposeless. Everything is perfectly wisely created and for a good purpose, mercifully created. Got it? So we should two main attributes, they call names of God, is here. Hakim, Rahim. Or some, there is a slight difference, but Rahman. Mercy of God, wisdom of God. Always see, something happened to you, you are happy. Ask the question, what is the wisdom in it? What is the mercy in it? Something happened to me bad. What is the wisdom on it? What is the mercy in it? But wisdom of God, mercy of God. It doesn't mean that I should deny it, because God said anything good that happens to you is from God. So I will say, I am ill, but I am happy. No, 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 no. Try to look for the solution, but never forget that you are asking the solution from the way God creates it. It is God's blessing to you. Yes.
So my question is, when we're answering that question of what is the wisdom or what is the mercy, the where I kind of get confused sometimes is that the answer to that question is going to depend on how I think of the world, right?
Yes.
So like
yeah.
if us Pantana, like let's say like I broke my leg, right? And I'm wondering what the wisdom of me breaking my leg. Now I know some people might say, well, maybe the wisdom of me breaking my leg is because I wasn't a good person. And so this is God giving me back. Or maybe God broke my leg so that I don't go to the party later tonight. So sometimes I wonder, like when we're seeking the wisdom, because also Pantara is so magnificent that there's no way of actually figuring out why Pantara did something. Does that make sense? So I kind of get confused on like, how then do I search for that wisdom or mercy if I'm really searching through my own brain and my own preconceptions of the world?
Now, what is the alternative then? If you are not going to use your own, for example,
Well,
God
how do we make
forbid,
sure it's the correct one? That's really my question.
yeah, my interpretation.
Yeah.
Now, when let's take the example of while I'm working, I broke my leg. So first of all, there are two aspects of it. The material side is what mistake I made. So I didn't obey the order of the creation of the universe, so that the way the things are created, I wasn't careful. I didn't have enough. What do they have in order to have a strong bone? Calcium. So maybe I didn't have enough calcium. So that looks to myself. That is my mistake in understanding and applying the way the universe is created. It means I am contradicting God's wisdom. That is my side is. But our point is here, this happened now. After I broke my leg, what shall I do now? Which kind of attitude I should take? So, okay, this was my mistake. I didn't do this. I wasn't careful. But breaking the bone is God's punishment?
That's
No.
on the person. I wouldn't think so anymore. But
No,
I think
yeah, that
used
is
to.
not, because it is not it shouldn't be God's punishment. It is teaching me you have done something wrong, but at the same time, it is a call from our Creator saying that, look, I made a mistake. I did this. I want my leg back, healthy leg back. You can create it. So please teach me what to do. For example, nowadays we look for internet search, doctor, hospital, taking medicine. They are all opportunities created in the universe for us. So not interpreted. One thing, my brothers and sisters, we have to be careful. One thing is important. If something happens to me bad, it is not necessarily that God is punishing me. No, God is asking me to be on the right path. God is asking me to be on the right path. Is it my telephone? Is it disturbing you? Shall I just ignore it? All right. So God is asking me and teaching me whether I am on the right path or not. That is, I have to say that. What is God teaching me now? Do you think I don't have any mistake? No, I may, because I didn't obey the order of the creation. So I didn't follow it. That is my mistake. And God is telling me you are doing something wrong. Yeah, stop it. Now, that is one point. Another point is existential side is after it is created. Now, there is a principle in Islamic thinking. Yeah, in Islamic theology, there is a fundamental principle. One is, once something happened in the past, what is God teaching me? For tomorrow, what am I supposed to do? What my responsibility is? I wouldn't say that, let me break my leg. For example, it looks ridiculous, but still we have to make the comparison. Let me break my leg and see that I am in need of God to give me health. No, it is as if I'm tasting creator. Looks ridiculous. So in the past, we say that is God's determining, which is in Islamic terminology, qadar. So in subcontinent language, qadrullah or something, they say, what do they say? Subcontinent language? Sorry?
Takdir.
Takdir, yeah, takdir, okay. So that is in the past, takdir not in the future. In the future, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to follow God's way of teaching me? So obey the creation, follow the right way, and see. But after it happened, we'll say that was takdir, which kind of lesson I should take from it so that I will utilize it for my future life. Yeah, I didn't take enough calcium. My bones became weak. Doctors told me that, you have to take calcium. Why don't you? So I learned now, thank you, God, for teaching me. I'm going to follow it. Yeah, take calcium. This is a typical example. Right? Yes.
Because I think sometimes people confuse,
Yeah.
another good example, like the punishment opposed like a test. Like if God's testing you or punishing you, that's up to the person, what situation would happen. So it's very easy for someone, when something goes their way, something good happens, for them to initially human nature, most people thank themselves, they put themselves first, not thank God. And then vice versa, you see it happen with a lot of people, is when something doesn't go your way, the first thing you do is blame. Like you put blame and you ask why. And there's something like Mufti makes that is just great. It's like something goes your way, you say alhamdulillah. Something doesn't go your way, you say alhamdulillah twice. Like you say it even more. It's just like battling through that, which you think could be a punishment, could just be a test. It all depends on the situation, obviously. But I think what people fall victim to is that when something doesn't go their way, they always try to blame and ask why. And when something goes their way, they sort of veer away from the fact that it wasn't written by God. Like, don't put yourself first for God.
First of all, I have to go this subject first of all. And this, what's the fundamental problem here? We have to understand that when we see the verses include this test, baliya, for example. So fitna, for example, in the Quranic languages. We say testing, God is testing. Literal translation is this, but when you go to the root meaning of the verse, it is not God is testing. God is giving me the opportunity to find the right way by giving the opposite, the wrong way as an option, seeing that this is wrong, this is right. I would, in this class, I don't use the word test, because test is misunderstood now. As if God is testing me, whether I am a good man or bad man, what am I going to do? Let me see these guys, what are they going to do? He is the creator of the universe. He is the absolute one, absolute knowledge. Doesn't know what he's going to create tomorrow. Perfectly arranged. Doesn't know what am I going to choose tomorrow. Knows it, but I am free to choose. And God arranges the creation accordingly, according to my choices. That is absolute being. Absolute being is arranging everything. We cannot put any limit to it. So God doesn't need to test me. By giving the example, let me give my typical example about who is in the education profession. Anyone? All of you engineers. No, you know, these Muslim people are education, mashallah. So that alhamdulillah, there is an exception. I'm not going to ask you who is studying sociology. One of my subjects is that. That's why. So Muslims don't like this profession. Mother dies their daughters to be a doctor, their sons to be an engineer, dies for it. All right, that's their choice. Are you an engineer? I think. No, no. I'm an engineer means any kind of computer, programmers or something. You are not good. So not sociologists, are you? Education? All right. Whatever it is, I'm not being personal. So in education, good teacher gives you tests, optional quizzes, options. One question, 5 options. Only one of them is wrong. So one of them is right. 4 of them are wrong. Why? Good teacher, successful teacher is very careful, gives the 4 wrong answers, options, in order to teach you the details of the subject that you may miss this point, you may miss this point, so that while revising the questions, he will say, what did you say this? That was the fine point you missed. It means the wrong options are for the purpose of teaching. Only bad teachers give the wrong options accidental. They are bad. I don't think my creator is a bad teacher. I have seen no reason. He is a very precise, perfect teacher. So all the wrong options are given to me in order to teach me, not to test me. Teach me. That's why I interpret this fitna and baliyah as means of education. Means of education. So if we understand that all these arrangements are just to educate us, to make us become more perfect human beings, then we have no problem. Yeah. No, before somebody else was raising their hand. Oh, ladies first. Ladies first. You have to learn. So if you are married, still you have to practice it. If you are not, be careful, learn it. Ladies first. So I'm joking. And then we cannot be 1 hour serious. So let's have 1 minute joke. And, pleasure. Yes.
I'm gonna go back to your question, and your answer. So sometimes I feel like it's not helpful to rationalize why something bad happened. So in your answer, you said, okay, maybe I rationalize why I tripped or broke my leg because I don't have enough calcium in my body, or maybe I did something wrong and didn't follow the order of creation. But I feel like rationalizing why something bad happened is sometimes not as helpful as understanding the attitude of a believer in terms of surrendering to Allah's decree, and also understanding, like triangulating that with the understanding the metaphysical reality of what happens when when we have pain in our lives.
Yes.
So we know that if we read the Qur'an, we can and understand, the hadith, we know that Allah, there is no form of pain that we receive without also being purified and elevated.
No, that's the purpose. That is, you are rationalizing it. No.
To what she's saying, because
Yeah.
it's very similar, it's still the same topic.
Yeah.
Just so that
Yeah.
we could have like. I was gonna add to the whole teacher example is that there isn't, like, also that is not a bad teacher, right?
Mhm.
I think it's fair as a teacher, right? Because I teach sometimes as well. I'm aware of that. I'm not saying I'm a good teacher, but anyways, but the students can be bad interpreters.
Yes.
And kind of going, so that's kind of like how I understood is that sometimes I feel like we're bad interpreters of what's happening.
Yes.
And I don't
you
know
do.
necessarily how to be always a good interpreter of what's happening. And that's, I mean, a slightly different point to what she's saying, but with that same idea of like, how do I make sure my interpretation is a good interpretation?
Now, according to go back to the beginning of the discussion. We said the first premise of reasoning is look at the universe. The creator cannot be a bad creator with a bad intention. So anything happens, I have to take the attitude that definitely there is wisdom in it. Definitely there is mercy in it. Let me understand it. But I may fail. Maybe your point is, I may fail understanding whether my interpretation is good or bad. But at the same time, I have to try to understand the reason, because God creates everything with a reason. So there is no accidental creation at all in the universe. Everything is perfectly arranged and calculated, precisely, beautifully designed, everything. So what is the beauty in the creation that I am subject to now? So rationalizing doesn't mean that I trust Allah, whatever he creates, there must be a reason, but it has nothing to do with me. No, it is something to do with me. God creates everything which is something to do with me, to teach me. So I will try to do my best to understand what is good here for me, what shall I learn from it. That's what I have to have. The prior understanding that the creator doesn't create anything for nothing, for a good purpose. That is my faith in the creator, established by looking at the universe, that the creator of this universe cannot have bad intention or absurd intention, meaningless intention. So it is all perfectly arranged. So I have to see and seek what is the perfect way of understanding what is happening to me. So can I go this? But the time is almost squeezed, the question or comment. Yeah?
So if that has a purpose, for people who don't take the purpose out of it, or there is no learning of it, they still do the same thing. So then what was the purpose of that? I mean, if I don't go back to the God, or I don't take the learning out of it, then what is God's reason of doing that for them?
So That is your mistake. In this example, not your, but an example. So that is your mistake that you didn't take a lesson from it, you didn't learn something, you didn't do something wrong. That is what God says is anything that happens to you, it means your interpretation is from yourself.
But then why does good happen to them?
Why?
So something bad happens to someone. For example, someone had broke their leg and they didn't take the lesson out of it. But then shouldn't the leg stay broken until they learn the lesson?
He should learn it. Am I not am I misunderstanding you? He should learn it. If he doesn't learn it, that is up to him. And he will be treated accordingly. So if I don't take listen to it, I will keep breaking my leg. And also not communicating with God, I will be in despair, suffering from despair. All the consequences are presented to me in this world. And after I'm taken out of this world, they will say, okay, why did you not really utilize the reasoning, consciousness, and all the senses I have given to you? Why didn't you use it properly? That is why the day of that's a reckoning, they say. I don't know whether it's in practical English. No, the day of giving an account. We all are going to be taken into account for this purpose. Why did you not use the opportunities I gave you in the best way? So that is one more.
Guess like when we talk about the criteria, we define it as something that allows me to kind of be on the path to resolving the contradiction that I'm experiencing with wanting eternal life, but experiencing death and separation, right? So it's something that's pushing me to resolve that. So when it comes to I don't have access to the infinite wisdom or mercy of something that happens to me, but by asking what is the wisdom in it, I'm kind of making a vertical connection with my creator. Therefore, the immediate first wisdom of that event is me asking, what is the wisdom in it, perhaps? Because I'm looking, the way that I'm starting to interpret the event is not from, I fell, therefore I broke my leg, but I fell and I broke my leg, but also this is being consciously created for me. And there must be a purpose in it, and maybe I don't know the wisdom immediately, but this in itself is a wisdom in asking this question.
Yeah, to communicate with the creator, you said vertical, it means me and my creator, as a created being and my creator. So thank you for this clarifying comment. So we have sent you a messenger, as a messenger to all people means now you just deliver the message to the people and they are free to choose, but they may take lesson from it. They may not, but it is better just to do it. We cannot force anyone. The prophets cannot force anyone, but we may not confess all the time is up really. But there were some wars. Wars are not because they didn't believe. No, they were trying to kill the people, believers. So they have to protect themselves. Who opposes that self-defense is wrong? So that is why the prophets are there to deliver it. It means here we are taking the lesson. The rest is on me now. I have to work on it. I have to be careful about it and analyze it and put it into practice in my life. That is, after receiving the message, the rest remains on me. So we are not going to be the, I believe in God, please then, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. Please, God, guide me to the right way. What are you going to do? I gave you the authority to do it now. I'm going to sleep. No, this is not the way. This word is the sai, that it's a word. We have to do it. We have to take lesson and apply it. Take the responsibility upon ourselves. God is sufficient as a witness. Hey, God knows the last point. I'm just squeezing the last point. God knows what I am doing. God is sufficient as a witness means God presents it, creates it, and creates everything perfectly and watch, record what you have chosen, this way or another way. So when I die, I don't want to die, but I'm not afraid of death, by the way. Okay, welcome. That's my creator's choice. Perfect. But he gave me the sense not to like it. So I'm avoiding it. So that is what I am going to do here. God presents or sends the prophets, creates the universe, gives me my senses, and sends the prophet 3, sends the textbook, the Quran 4. 4 elements are here. And then he says, you are free now what to do. I'm not going to interfere into your life. You are now 4 elements, 4 ways of teaching. Can you repeat the 4 ways of teaching, somebody? Did you get it? Who got it? 4 ways of teaching. God already presents, is being presented. Did you get it? 4 ways of teaching.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Sorry?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Creating the universe as a witness. Who is the creator? So you can look at it, who can be? So you see that everything is perfectly and continuously changed. You say comfortably, the one who created it must be the absolutely absolute one. So, and creating me in myself, feelings. So through the feelings, I know what's not, what's right. Now, and sending the prophets. And the prophets are teaching, educating people practically, being examples. And sending the prophets, although prophets die, but the message is recorded and protected, preserved. So record is with us, in front of us. 4 ways of teaching. The rest is for me now. Whether I will learn it, I will practice it or not. God is sufficient as a witness. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. Not that God is not doing anything and watching only. No, creating continuously. But God is not forcing my free will to go this way or this way. I'm free. That is why we have to take care of ourselves. How am I going to use, or am I using the free will given to me? That is my key responsibility. How am I using the free will? This way or that way or wrong way or neglecting it or what? So be careful. Teaching is going on through 4 ways, and I am here to choose my decision. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, the verse, I couldn't finish it. I was planning to finish it in 1 hour, but Alhamdulillah, I'm very pleased that you contributed with your comments, questions. Wassalamu alaikum, inshallah. Then I will stop here next Tuesday, inshallah, next Tuesday. Inshallah. Because they were saying they may change the day, but watch out for the announcements. But then, inshallah, I don't know. Either Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. But watch out for the announcement from NYU, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhir da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. I'm sorry, just a minute.